And welcome back to the Side Hustle Review podcast. This one's a bit different as it is a live Q&A I recorded just a couple weeks ago, and I thought I would turn it into something that's a little bit more digestible. Now, to be clear, as you all know, I am a dad with a full-time job and two kids, so I do not edit this myself. I just use an AI bot to edit it. So if the edit is weird or anything like that, yep, that's what you're getting. But I hope you do find some substantive things in it. And I want you to remember, I'm never here to discourage you. I'm here to save you time, save you from trial and error, and start to put you on the real path to finding side hustles that work for you. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and there is real stuff you can do to start earning money. But I don't want you to get distracted by the people that are trying to take advantage of you and prey on the dream of you making money and basically use it for them to get rich. So hopefully that's helpful, and I hope you enjoy this Q&A. I'd love to hear your guys' actual feedback on it, so let me know in the comments. And I also want you to understand, when I am talking to people back and forth, that is a live Q&A that I had with people. They're typically on Instagram, TikTok. I do go live here on YouTube as well. You can listen to that at any time. I usually go live once a week. So if you ever have a question, feel free to tune in and go ahead and ask away. All right, without further ado, here we go. So there's tons of side hustles that work. I think getting them to work is where there's a lot of misinformation, what it takes to get them to work. There's so much out there that you got to work through and really understand. So if you're trying to make money from home, there's a couple ways you can go about it. One of them is just a content business. And you don't have to make videos. You can make written content. You can do that kind of stuff, but you need to understand the ways you make money through content. I think a lot of people see influencers or see creators make money and just think they get money from brands and that's it. Actually, you can be a pretty small creator and not make money that way. You can make it through other means. So you have to understand that you're playing into some type of search game. What are people actively searching for? Then once you make money through, or once you start getting traction or getting attention to your content, you need modes of monetization. So the way you get those monetization modes could be through affiliate links. They could be through AdSense. They could be through digital products, stuff like that. So first you have to figure out what's your area that you're going to tap into. Like they call it your niche, right? But what is it you're going to start making content around? And then once you do that, you need to have what are the ways you're going to monetize. I've seen over and over again people try and use like memes and stuff to really grow their channel. And that actually doesn't work because it doesn't have a lot of income path density. So you run into this issue where you have all these followers and stuff on, let's say, your Instagram page, but you're not really having any way to monetize them unless you start to get monetized on the platform. And when you do get monetized on the platform, it's not like you're leading to a lot of money. It's only one income path, so you get into a struggle there. So that's really the problem. What isn't great long term, Villa? Tell me. Are you talking about content business? A content business is actually really good if you find your right path, especially if you get into some kind of content that they call evergreen, which means it lasts for a while. And then those videos just start gaining views for years and it compounds over time. A content business can certainly be something that definitely works long term, but it's not something you set and forget. Algorithms change and things like that. So you are going to have to stay on top of it a bit, but it definitely is possible for you to have something that. So what's your opinion on nested domains? That's a great question. I just did a video about it. Nested domains, from what I gather, is basically finding domains like close.shop. So there's a bunch of new domains out there where you don't have to be a .com. I actually use two of them. So my website is sidehustle.review. So I don't have a .com. And then I also have review.courses. Now a nested domain is where you can actually do dot. So you can do like shop close .shop. And what the nested domain, from what I understand, what they're trying to tell you is you're going to find some kind of domain that's like that. Make a bunch of nested domains around these targets and then use AI to make content around those targets and then plug in affiliate links like that. Is it possible? I believe so. Do I really think these people are selling you snake oil? I also believe so. I think they've seen people making good money with nested domain strategy with SEO and are just using that to sell a dream to other people. I've been in SEO or digital marketing, and not the digital marketing on Instagram all the time, but real digital marketing for years. And what they're talking about is a very sophisticated SEO strategy that's going to take you a bit to really understand or learn. I'm not discouraging you from it, but I'm really very sketchy of those people willing you to teach this nested domain strategy, this nested domain strategy. So I would proceed with caution, do your own research, maybe use ChatGPT to do your research. But yeah, the nested domain thing, I can see being a viable option as an affiliate marketing strategy, an SEO strategy. And I think it could go really well if you can figure it out. But I don't think you're going to be able to get the right information from just these randos that are selling the dream. They're being too vague about it. They're not being upfront about it. That's all giving me the heebie-jeebies. So I'd worry about that, but I would look into the nested domain strategy. I've been looking into it. It seems like a viable option, but it's really an affiliate marketing strategy or SEO strategy. Yeah. Hope that helps answer your question. As a coach, I totally respect your authority. Yeah, I think oftentimes there are good coaches like you, Bree, that are out there. And I've talked about them, like Kate and Matt and Jack. These are coaches that I also think would benefit from the space shaping up. Someone is asking about wholesaling. Are you talking about wholesaling houses, Zach? If you're talking about wholesaling houses, I do have an opinion on that. So wholesaling houses as a beginner, it really depends. I can give you some warnings. So wholesaling houses is a thing. It's a real thing. There are tons of real estate investor types, I guess you could say, on social media, selling this as a really great side hustle. And what they are doing is recruiting you to be their cold caller. Mainly what this profession from these real estate investors really depend on is chasing leads. So if they can train a very junior person to qualify leads, hey, call up this house, this list of houses, get the person on the phone, give them this pitch, blah, blah, blah. You're doing the hard work for them. That is what it is. Is it possible for a beginner? Absolutely. You can learn it yourself. I certainly do think so. I do think it's bizarre that they're now charging you to train you. This used to be something that you would like, it used to be a job. It used to be a job you would apply for and like Craigslist, and they would train you for free. Now they've even they've gone to charging you to learn how to do a job for them. That's crazy. That's insane. But the internet has let that, the social media has let that happen, and the FTC can't figure out how to regulate because there's so many people doing it. I do think you can learn it yourself, but you are going to need to find a network of investors that once you get a contract, let's say, you're going to have a list of investors that you can do that. If you had to pick one side hustle, which would you pick? So Rosie, I do have a legend that you can check out. I try to answer this question because there's really only four ways to make money online. That's content, that's service, that's arbitrage, or product, right? You have to also consider what you're good at and what you lend to. So that's what the legend calls out. So it says, if you're really detail oriented, have a little bit of a creative flair, you can spot trends, especially in fashion and stuff. Product side hustle might be great for you. If you're somebody that like loves to hunt for bargains and you love couponing, you love deals, I see a lot of opportunity for you in arbitrage, right? I think you should check out that legend, and then you'll know because what's easy for me, right? But it might not be easy for you. So I try with the legend to define the types of business models that are there and the types of personality that would fit it. So what about drop shipping? Drop shipping is a way to monetize a business model. So you can leverage drop shipping in the product business model. You can also leverage it in the arbitrage business model. It really depends on how you're going to go about it, but dropshipping can be a mode of income where you see people really successful with dropshipping. Going to TikTok made me buy it, find the trending product, then find it on Alibaba, spool up a website, do XYZ, right? That kind of stuff is all possible. That's more of an arbitrage approach. On average, I've seen experienced dropshippers say they will do that 40 times a year and maybe only 3 or 4 of the products pay off. And it does take some money. Like you do have to pay for advertising. You got to do that. Shopify is what you would use to drop ship. That is just a tool. That's like saying I can use Amazon to sell products. Totally true. You have to, drop shipping is more about a strategy where you're going to find a product that's trending, rip the content, try and go viral on the internet, get people leading to your website to buy it, and undercut the competition. It's a race to the bottom, that form of drop shipping. The other form of drop shipping is, let's say you want to make a whole brand around fashion or something. You can curate already done products that kind of fit your vibe, and you're creating a brand around it. There are brands that started as drop shipping, but you have to understand this is just for you to start a business because eventually people will catch on to your product, realize they can get it too, and make a counter brand. You're eventually going to need to take the money you earn from drop shipping and then turn it into a real traditional business, build your own brand, that kind of stuff. But dropshipping can be a powerful monetization tool in your business model. I heard you can use Spotify. Can you show me how to get $10 a day? Is that Canva or Etsy side hustle really worth it? I heard Etsy cancels your account for no reason. So the Etsy side hustle is a thing. I talk about Kate who does that successfully and runs a course. They can cancel your account for no reason. I could tell you what happens. I've bought in 2 of these courses where the actual Etsy expert instructing you to use copyrighted materials in your designs, which is a violation to Etsy. And yeah, your account will get shut down. You need to know the terms and conditions of Etsy before you start selling on it, because yes, they will randomly shut you down if you violate them. So being on top of that is very important. I have seen very successful people on Etsy, super successful. We're talking $250,000, $500,000 a year on Etsy with just print on demand and digital prints. What they have in common is they are really good at trend spotting. So they see things coming before they come. They like go into Target, see, oh, cherries are really in. I'm going to go make 20 different designs with cherries in it. They're good at SEO, they're good at product listing, product details, finding underserved space like that the people that are making that amount on Etsy are really good at this stuff. And they are stay-at-home moms and they are random people off the street that just found the jive, figured it out and understood the game. So I wouldn't sleep on Etsy, but you need to understand how much of a game it is. And it is a game. I'm studying Six Sigma at the moment. Goal is to run my own consulting company with this process optimization. Good. Six Sigma, I'll tell you, is broad. So you're going to have to get a little bit more niched, a little bit more specific. So what types of businesses are you trying to consult for with Six Sigma? Would be my recommendation. Try and get very focused on that. eBay selling still alive and you can definitely do it. I still see people very successful with like random things they get out of garage sales and stuff. I've been successful on it with OfferUp, stuff like that. You're spotting the right products, the in-demand products, stuff like that. I sell golf accessories, wheels, tires, seat kits, lists. How and where should I grow? Connor, you seem ripe for just content. Like you just need to make content around this stuff on probably TikTok and Instagram. You need to make 5 videos a day, be as crappy as possible, and just it's like drawing. You're gonna be a crappy drawer until you get practice, but there's so many golfers on social media that could probably be really open to that. You can be good. Now, if you don't want to do that at all, you need to understand underserved space, see if you can find ways, use an SEO tool of what people are searching for that are in your accessories and figure out how to target that. I have a couple tools listed. I have a guide on underserved space, SEO tools that might be helpful. You have to just figure out your distribution for that one. So fiction publishing on Amazon. So for those of you who don't know, that's Amazon KDP. It's a real powerful business model in the fact that you can write a whole book. You don't have to buy any of the books. You just publish them on Amazon, and then Amazon prints and fulfills per order. So there's really little overhead to you writing this book. You used to have to buy a whole inventory, at least 100 books, and then mail them out yourself. With Amazon KDP, you don't have to do that. That's very powerful. Now, to get your book sold, business challenge that's been existed for ever and ever. That's sales and marketing. So you have to figure out how to get attention to your book, get people to understand your book, really know where your book exists and promote it. What's the fastest side hustle to get paid? I've been trying for 2 years and got $0 now. The fastest one I was so surprised was Join Brands. That was the fastest one. Yeah. Or I view it was also pretty fast. AI generated content works for Amazon KDP. It does. You do have to flip a little switch that says this is AI created. I don't think they let you rip complete AI. Best AI side hustle content related. I would think like we're sleeping a bit on vibe coding. I've seen Lucas who's like making restaurant websites in his local area for free through vibe coding. And that's all a marketing ploy to, I think, eventually sell his service. So there's a lot of AI capabilities that used to cost like thousands of dollars. You're going to be able to undercut these agencies and stuff and make them things like that. You can still do AI YouTube videos, although AI YouTube has come out and just talked about demonetization of repetitive, low value content. 10 things you didn't know about the movie Independence Day. And it's just going through clips of Independence Day, has an AI voiceover, kind of reading over it. I could tell it's like low lift content, but it still was value content. And those guys are making money. They're getting views and stuff like that. So there's stuff like that if you're like changing. Now that's using IP, but the reason why they're able to do it is because they're changing it. They're adding commentary to it. So that's an important factor in that. If you don't mind, what do you do for a living? I work in marketing for a living. So you can speak more on getting approved for Outlier AI and similar companies. Yeah, you know what? This is a bit of a challenge. I've tried to get approved for them too. I've tried a few different strategies. I think maybe because I'm in California, there's some limitations to me being able to work for them. In your opinion, what are the best AI tools, processes for you have found helpful for doing print on demand? So for print on demand, I like Playground has been really great for me because I have no designs. I'm not great at Canva. So Playground has been a really easy one to like get some designs pumped out. Then when it comes to formatting those prints, I have a tool that I'll be talking about in the next week. It's vibe coded by this guy named Lucas. Getting it to the right sizes is good. I've not found an AI that knocks out the mock-ups, and that's the challenge. The mock-ups are a key point in your selling journey. The ones that I've even paid for AI tools and they're still trash. So right now you still have to buy your mock-ups through a human, like a designer, and get there. But I would say Playground for sure is a good one. Yeah. Could you talk more about finding a content creation niche? Yeah, so content niche is always like a struggle for people. So I would say when it comes to a content, if you're trying to discover your content niche, first you got to think about yourself, right? So either where your passions or your skills are. No, let's be clear. YouTube did not cut monetization for AI created product or content. It cut monetization for low value content, which a lot of AI content was. But you can still use AI to make your content. And if it's adding value to YouTube, you can still make money from it. So if you made AI videos on, I don't know, how to do roof repair, if it's still substantive and helpful content, it won't be demonetized. Do you think owning a vending machine is still a viable side hustle or is that market too saturated? I wouldn't say it's too saturated. I think it's still a valuable side hustle. I do think there are people overhyping the amounts. In fact, I know so. I've talked to people that run successful vending machine businesses for 30 years and they give me the skinny. Finding a new location is a little bit more difficult, but finding a location where they're unhappy with the vending machine vendor is a little bit more common. So finding a place, looking at the vending machine, how it's maintenance and stuff, talking to the owner, you can that owner and say, "Hey, I have a vending machine business and I have a different approach. I find people like healthier snacks. I think I can, what is the commission you pay your vending machine person right now or whatever?" It really can be something that can be helpful or a way you can approach it, but it's always a little bit difficult. Like it's right back to that business thing, right? You always have to do the sales pitch and the marketing your service before you can really know if it's going to work. Vending machine is a viable option. There's also something that you'll find a lot of these gurus pitch you, and that's you can find a very cheap vending machine on Facebook Marketplace or something. Those are typically cash only machines, and you're going to make 60% less sales if you use a cash only machine. You need to find one with a card. And if your first thing you're going to need to do if you're going to do a vending machine is find your location. What do you think about the nested domain side hustle? I looked into it. As I explained, I think it's a viable option for very advanced SEO creators. Was there a side hustle that works in third world countries? I know a lot of people use Fiverr in third world countries, offer freelance service and stuff. Might be worth looking into. Now, when it comes to Fiverr, if anybody's trying to sell on Fiverr, there's some critical things you need to do. One of them is you need to do what's called the loss leader strategy. Airbnb arbitrage, from what I've seen, is super risky. I've bought in two of these courses, gone through the academy. They all lead up to the same thing. They give you this idea that there's some type of landlord that will let you sublease their place for Airbnb. That is rare. They don't give you a lot of tips on how to find these people. A lot of times it's against the lease too. Airbnb arbitrage is the few times I've actually gotten hold of these courses and they don't work out. They don't work out. Wholesaling houses I talked about earlier, you're basically getting trained to do a job for investors. This used to be something they would post jobs on in Craigslist, the penny saver, if you're old enough to remember that. And now they've somehow worked it so you have to pay to get trained for the job. And then you're calling and finding leads for them to invest. And then, yeah, if you land one, you'll make money for sure. How can I make money online at 17? There's plenty of ways. I think if you want to do drop shipping, you can build a brand. You can build a brand around drop shipping, content, little product content, just making videos on content. I live in Minnesota. And when during the winter nights, this is the best shirt I can use. It has this woven this, and it has this, and it doesn't bother you when you do this. You have to make 10 different videos talking about that. If that sounds cool, a product KOL might be good for you. I talk about how I tried it. I hate it. I absolutely hate making that content. It's just not me. I try to do about something I'm super passionate around, right? Barbecuing. Do not like it. It's just not me. But if it is you and you can get really good at positioning products and stuff, which I'm a marketer by trade, by the way. I should love it, but I just don't. You can really take that and go even bigger. Because there are companies, and I know for sure, that just have a roster of UGC creators that they pay monthly to make content around their products. They'll send you their latest product, say, hey, make me 4 videos about this product. You do it, bada bing, bada boom, you're getting $4,000 a month just making content for that brand. If you get really good at making content around products, it can be a profession for you. And I think people jump in and go, AI is going to do that soon. Actually, I think otherwise. The reason why user-generated content works, why it even exists, and I know from a marketer, is because us marketers over polish our videos. You see a product video made by the brand, so it doesn't really do that. Think of McDonald's. What does the McDonald's Big Mac look like? Looks magnificent. When you buy it in store, does it look like that? No. When you're buying something like $200, $300. You want to see what it really looks like. You don't want to see what the marketing team looks like. AI is not going to do that. AI is not going to give you the real look of the product. So don't think AI is going to replace UGC. In fact, I think UGC is going to become more and more needed because us as consumers are going to be looking for things that are more authentic, more real, that they can trust. I would say so. It's not really about a side hustle. It's a type of business for the introverts. I outlined that in my business legend. I think an introvert would be really good at arbitrage or really good at a product business. Both of those an introvert can really nail. I've seen introverts do it. You're not a service business and you're definitely not a content business. Service business, it really takes some tenacity. You're going to need real good marketing skills, but also closing the deal, right? If you're like, oh, I'll run your social media for you, you're going to have to sell the value to the business. Introverts, that's not them. But a product business where you're just really paying attention to detail, understanding SEO, that's great. Arbitrage business, hunting deals, finding some price gaps you can exploit, really good. Introverts are really good at that. Can you elaborate more on arbitrage opportunities? Arbitrage opportunities are interesting in the fact that this is the one where you see people talk about how they buy products at Costco, let's say like a shampoo, and then they see it sells more on Amazon, so they'll buy like a whole pallet of it on at Costco and then sell it to Amazon ship and fulfill service and do it. Though those are the opportunities. Now you can really get underwater for that with that. So you really the people that are good at arbitrage are ones that are halfway decent at just math and understanding margin, really understanding the Amazon fees, playing that game, understand sales velocity, that kind of stuff. There's also arbitrage done on eBay. There's people that find products that sell higher on eBay that sell lower on their house. What's the best way to learn about SEO? There's a guy, his name is Ask Tony Agency on Instagram. He really knows his stuff when it comes to SEO. I would definitely check him out. I would say he's a leading authority. He has some courses. Check him out. Advice for a simple side hustle to make 500 to 2,500 a month. There's a few. For 500 a month, you could do print on demand. You could do Etsy print on demand or digital prints. You could do UGC. I make $500 doing UGC using Join Brands and Below. You could get Amazon on-site up to $500 a month. You're going to have to produce volumes of videos up front, but eventually can turn into 500. So you can definitely do that with print on demand. With $2,500 a month, you are running a business. So you can still do that with a product business. You can do that with a drop shipping business. Even the drop servicing you can do. JB at 17, even if you do it through Shopify, I think you're going to have to be 18 because you're going to have to make a Stripe account, which it requires you to be 18. How much do you make from TikTok? How critical is it to show your face for three videos you use to try to get approved for Amazon on-site? It's not critical at all. People get approved without showing your face all the time. I didn't show my face on any of the videos that I got approved for. Yeah, you don't have to show your face. For instance, this is a product that I just did a video on. Let's see if I can get to it. I bought this product. I didn't show my face in the video. I just took the phone and named it down, clicked on it. I never held it up to my face. Tried print on demand, and base t-shirt is super expensive and unlikely people buy 30, 40 bucks. Yeah, so usually the gurus that do print on demand have t-shirts that they recommend that are economical. So Kate, who gave me her course for free, she does a really good job at that, listing the product models that are good shirts and stuff that are economical, that are price competitive. Because yeah, there are shirts that just make no sense. So that is something like one of these coaches offer, is that kind of experience that helps you get ahead. Why do TikTok Shop course sellers make it look so easy? Because that's how it is. TikTok Shop is easy once you understand its volume. It's volume. You gotta just make a bunch of freaking content. Like on these microphones, I bought these microphones through TikTok Shop. They're amazing. They're what I use to make my content. I've only made one video on it using a TikTok shop link. Did I make any sales? No. Did I get a lot of clicks? But if I made 10 different videos, one of those is more likely to stick. It's like trying to, it's not like betting on horses because then you can lose out, but it's trying to run the board. You're trying to run the board. And Fab, I appreciate it. What's your opinion on organic dropshipping? I don't know what organic dropshipping is, but do you do consulting? I do consulting. I have a product, a 1 hour or no, 45-minute consulting. You can book through a calendar on in the link in my bio. It's $100. Building your personal brand, number one thing everybody should be doing right now. I think so. I mean, to a degree, like your personal brand doesn't have to be online. It can be in your organization, stuff like that. But I'd say, yeah. What is the website that you're talking about? Review courses. That's my site where you can review courses. If you bought into a program, if you bought a course, you can leave a review on it. Yeah, go to review.courses. You're not going to do social media management. I'm sorry. If you hate computers, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to be for you. And that's okay. I read, but you know what people do? If she walked up to the person that's, I teach you how to do social media management. And she goes, okay, I'll do it, but I hate computers. Okay, yeah, give me the $2,500. You'll learn all about computers. They're not going to do the person like justice and say, you know what? Don't buy this course. It's not going to work out for you. There's a lot of people just taking the money. So, oh, okay, yeah, you hate computers? Don't worry. Our training teaches you everything. You won't hate computers at the end of this, right? That kind of thing. No, does she think it was a phone only job? No, she hated phones too. She hated technology, but she saw enough information that it'd be easy. She didn't think, oh, I only have to work 5 hours a day. I can do 5 hours a week on a computer. Yeah, no. That's the twisted mind you get by all this misinformation. Is that. But yeah, she thought it was a phone. She didn't think it was a phone only job. But yeah, it was a great. I think I've been live for great 97 minutes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. But it was a great night. I really do appreciate you guys' participation. I'm glad I got to see you, Black Cat. I'll be going live a little bit more consistently. I say that to him all the time, and then I don't go live for months. It's all good. I'm trying to be more accountable to myself, but I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna just set, I've always set my goal for going lives too high, once a week, right? We're trying to go live once a month at least. This is my third month, so I've been hitting that milestone. I do think I just get more value from you guys and you guys see where I'm coming from. Please look out for my videos. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Side Hustle Review podcast. This one's a bit different as it is a live Q&A I recorded just a couple weeks ago, and I thought I would turn it into something that's a little bit more digestible. Now, to be clear, as you all know, I am a dad with a full-time job and 2 kids, so I do not edit this myself. I just use an AI bot to edit it. So if the edit is weird or anything like that, yep, that's what you're getting. But I hope you do find some substantive things in it. And I want you to remember, I'm never here to discourage you. I'm here to save you time, save you from trial and error, and start to put you on the real path to finding side hustles that work for you. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and there is real stuff you can do to start earning money. But I don't want you to get distracted by the people that are trying to take advantage of you and prey on the dream of you making money and basically use it for them to get rich. So hopefully that's helpful, and I hope you enjoy this Q&A. I'd love to hear your guys' actual feedback on it, so let me know in the comments. And I also want you to understand when I am talking to people back and forth, that is a live Q&A that I had with people. They're typically on Instagram, TikTok. I do go live here on YouTube as well. You can listen to that at any time. I usually go live once a week. So if you ever have a question, feel free to tune in and go ahead and ask away. All right, without further ado, here we go. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Side Hustle Review podcast. This one's a bit different as it is a live Q&A I recorded just a couple weeks ago. And I thought I would turn it into something that's a little bit more digestible. Now, to be clear, as you all know, I'm a dad with a full-time job and 2 kids. So I do not edit this myself. I just use an AI bot to edit it. So if the edit is weird or anything like that, yep, that's what you're getting. But I hope you do find some substantive things in it. And I want you to remember, I'm never here to discourage you. I'm here to save you time, save you from trial and error, and start to put you on the real path to finding side hustles that work for you. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and there is real stuff you can do to start earning money. But I don't want you to get distracted by the people that are trying to take advantage of you and prey on the dream of you making money and basically use it for them to get rich. So hopefully that's helpful. And I hope you enjoy this Q&A. I'd love to hear your guys' actual feedback on it. So let me know in the comments. And I also want you to understand when I am talking to people back and forth, that is a live Q&A that I had with people. They're typically on Instagram, TikTok. I do go live here on YouTube as well. You can listen to that at any time. I usually go live once a week. So if you ever have a question, feel free to tune in and go ahead and ask away. All right, without further ado, here we go.